YouTube, you ain't gonna imagine what I just experienced right now. Okay, you know, like I told you, I was gonna take the heads off of this. If y'all don't remember, you know, it's a nice, beautiful day out here in Washington State. 253, baby, Tacoma. But listen, I'm gonna show y'all, man. Bear with me, man. Bear with me, man. You know, I got the heads off. You know, I ain't gonna show y'all yet. I'm gonna kind of hide it from y'all real quick, man. Okay, look, boom. So I'm gonna talk about the heads, though. This is how you take the heads off, man. It's actually really simple. This is a driver's side, so it's honestly a lot simpler than the passenger side, but it's the same thing. Took the exhaust off, all that. But remember, before my last video, I showed you what my my rocker looked like when I took it off, and the push rod was all bent. Well, you know, keep going down the line, and boom. That is my piston, man. Luckily, the cylinder wall around it ain't messed up. It's just the piston so far. So, honestly, we're pretty good on that. But this is going to have to be a brand new... Okay, I'm going to talk about my options in a second. But listen, you know, for Lt1 head gasket change, let's just say my piston wasn't messed up and it's just Lt1 change it. So you have to take your intake off, which is like 8 bolts on the passenger side and 8 bolts on the driver's side. You know, unplug your injectors. You got to disconnect your little banjo or whatever that thing's called, the steam tube thing. Disconnect the unplug your ignition control module, your grounds for your harness on the side of the block. Disconnect your exhaust. And that's it, really. Just get your bolts on the inside heads. Take your push rods out and take off your rockers, and the thing will come right out. But anyways, that's besides the point. That's just if anybody wanted to look at this video to know how to do it. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard. My best advice I could give you is just take pictures of everything you're doing. If the video helps you, take a video. You know, I'm gonna show you what I did. So there's a plane going overhead. A little military base right down the street. Now I'm gonna show you what I did. So yeah, I got the custom matching thing. But label every single bolt you take off, man. Label it. This is the intake. As I said, you know, you just have to take off a couple of these tubes. You know, I left the bolts inside each hole. That way I didn't have to worry about it later, about what bolt went where, etc., etc., etc. You know, obviously take your, you know, I kept the valve bolts. I mean, not the valve. What the fuck is this thing? The valve cover. Yeah, it is the valve cover. What the hell am I talking about? Yeah, the valve cover. Yeah, what the hell? I just kept all the bolts on there. But every other bolt, I didn't know what it was for. I labeled, you know, every single one. Labeled. So that way when I went back, I know what's going on with it. This is the head. Like I said, you have to take off these inside bolts and then the rocker that sits right here. But that's really it. Honestly, man, this head doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna flip them over though, so I can look at the... Oh damn, I'm motherfucking heavy. Hold on. All right, so that's the head that was all messed up. It don't look too bad. Well, I mean, the spark plug's toast, but fuck all that. I just have to get it port polished. But that's the head. So that's the best advice I can give you, is just label everything, etc., and get it done. But now let's talk about, oh yeah, this is the header that was on there, a little BBK header and shit. But now let's talk about what I can do with this. There's a couple things I can do. Obviously, I have to pull the motor. I have to take the motor all the way out, period, point blank. Unless you want to yeah, fuck all that. Don't do nothing. Don't try to change no piston while it's in the thing. You know, if you have hella space, let me correct that. If you have hella space and it's one of the back pistons, you probably could get away with not taking the motor all the way out. But since this is a very front piston, I believe that's cylinder 1. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, so cylinder 1, piston 1. You know, the cross members all right there. There's just no way it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna pull it out. There's a couple things I could do. I can either, since the walls of the block don't look, the cylinder walls of the block don't look too bad, I could probably just get away with having them rehone it to the same, rehoning it, and just, if they have to go a little bit bigger, I can put a sleeve over the piston and just drop a new piston in there. Or, since the motor's already out, I can do like a 383 stroker on it. You know what I mean? It already has a new cam. It already has a new cam in there. It's a 210/220 duration cam. It's aggressive. It's aggressive over the stock cam that's in there. So it's not. I'd say it's like a mild to semi, you know, built cam. But what I'm gonna do is, to be honest with you, I'm probably just gonna make it a 383 stroker just because. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you why I feel like this messed up. And I'm going to put it like this. I bought this car, okay? I bought the car. The guy had all the paperwork for the machine shop. Less than 1,000 miles on that motor right there. I promise you, out the machine shop with papers. What the problem was is this, and this is what my theory is. They used stock push rods, stock lifters, stock rockers, and they just put it all back together. So the push rod bent, fell off the lifter. There was too much pressure inside the heads, which forced the valve to fall, which made the piston come up and smack, and was smacking the valve against the head, the head of the wall. I mean, the top of the head, like bing, 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 which causes you all that damage. So that's what the problem was. They didn't upgrade anything. They didn't upgrade the lifters. They didn't upgrade the push rod. They didn't upgrade any of that. You can't bore a motor, and you can't change the configurations of a motor and try to put stock shit back into it. It's just not gonna work. Period. You know what I mean? You wanna make that shit look nice. And then this right here, the guy put on the head gasket, that's where the bent push rod went through, and it tore that thing to pieces, which caused it to fail. So those are my options. I'm probably gonna take it out, bore it over, make it a 383 stroker, but LS7 push rods, lifters, get the 1.6 Scorpion self-aligning 1.6 rockers, and go from there, man. Forged pistons, and call it a day, bro. Because I just bought this car, man. Best $1,500 I ever spent, but I can't be having no fucking this problem. You know what I mean? When I got a million other projects going on. So that's probably when I'm gonna take it out. I'm probably gonna get another stand and put this one on the stand, break it down completely, and put it back together, man. Take it to the machine shop, have them bored over, and yeah, but sucks. But hey, man, we getting there one by one step at a time. I just wanted to show y'all what happens when you build a motor and put stock shit inside of it. This is a result of what happens right there. Look at that, man. That's crazy. So that's what happens. But yeah, man, holla at me, Big Ron 96. We gonna get it done, man. Just another project. Still fixing that damn transmission over there. So one project at a time, baby, but let's get it. Like, comment, subscribe, man.